to Yoga with Katie. Today we're going to start our chakra series. The chakras, a brief description of them, are energy centers that run from our tailbones up to the crown of our head, each dictating a different energy in our life. They have colors associated with them, so we can use that visualization throughout today's class. But I'll get down into that more when we're on our mat, so we can all meet there and tabletop. So finding tabletop, we have our shoulders over our wrists and our hips, over our knees. Neck is in neutral. And here we'll just start to turn our attention inward and connect to our breath. Winding down from whatever we were doing before we came to class. And setting aside these 30 or so minutes for ourselves, taking a break from our to-do lists or other demands. As I said, each chakra has a color associated with them, and moving from our tailbone to the crown of our head, they move in the order of the rainbow. So at our tailbone we have red, and then moving towards our head we have orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet, with purple at the crown of our head. So as we breathe here in and out through our nose, let's start to bring a little movement to that rainbow. Inhaling for cow, abs engaged. Exhaling for cat, pulling your navel towards your spine. Inhaling, rippling through the rainbow of your chakras. Exhaling, arching your back upwards. Moving on your own breath for 2 more rounds. Warming up our spines. And moving energy through these energetic fields in our body. Letting them move in ways that everyday life doesn't necessarily allow for. And as you're ready, inhale, finding a neutral tabletop again. And then inhaling your left leg long behind you at hip height, lifting your right arm up at shoulder height. Exhale, lower both. Inhale, switching, right leg raises, left arm raises. Exhale, lower. 2 more rounds on your own breath. Inhaling, left arm, right arm, left leg. Exhaling, lowering. Inhaling, shooting energy through our fingertips, through our heels. Exhaling. Inhaling, imagining a long, strong line of energy through our bodies. 1 more on this right leg. Then exhaling, finding neutral. Begin to root through your fingers, spreading them wide, tucking your toes, and then keeping your knees as bent as you need to. Press yourself up into down dog. Adjust your stance. Pedal through your legs. Maybe bend both knees deeply. Lift your sits bones even higher toward the ceiling. And then try re-extending your legs, keeping that length in the spine. Imagine straight beam of energy from tailbone to crown of head here. And then inhale, bend your knees deeply and look up towards your hands and walk your feet towards the top of your mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, pressing into your shins or your thighs. Exhale, fold, bending your knees as you need to. 2 more, inhaling, half lift. Exhale, fold. Last one. Inhaling, warming up those spines. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach your arms down, around, and up. Finding yourself upright. Exhale, lowering your hands down to your heart center and releasing them to your sides. Bring your hands to your hips and take a big step back with your left foot, finding warrior two, left foot parallel to the back of your mat, right heel bisecting your left arch, and looking down at your right knee and making sure it's tracking toward the pinky edge side of your toe. Inhaling your arms parallel to the mat, exhaling, sinking a little deeper into your right knee. Gaze is soft over our fingertips. Inhale here, exhale, bring your right forearm to your right thigh. Reach your left arm up and over, bicep towards your ear, side angle. Spiral your heart up toward the ceiling. And breathe in through your left side body. Think both sides of your waist are long. And on your next inhale, rise to warrior two. Exhale, flip your palm, your right palm, and slide your left hand down your back thigh, finding humble warrior. This time breathing into our right rib cage. And inhaling, finding warrior two. Inhale here. Circle your arms down to bring your right foot at the top of your mat and lift your right leg up and back before placing it next to your left foot, down dog. Inhale your left leg up to the sky. Exhale, rolling forward through plank. Bring your knee to your nose and step or place your left foot between your hands. Spin your right foot down, back foot parallel to the back edge of your mat. Inhale, cartwheel your arms upward. Ensure your left knee is tracking over your your pinky toe side of your foot, sealing energy down through your right outer edge of foot. Spine is stacked over your pelvis, not leaning too far forward or too far back. Finding center. Inhaling here, exhaling, left forearm to left thigh, right arm up and over, side angle. Keeping equal length in our left and right side bodies here. On our next in-breath, rising up to warrior two, flipping our left palm and exhaling, finding humble warrior as we slide our right hand down our back thighs. Creating new space through our left rib cage. And breathing in, finding warrior two, circling our arms down to frame our left foot and stepping our left leg up and back to down dog. Pedaling through our legs. Inhaling, looking up towards the top of our mat. Exhaling, walking our feet to meet our hands. Forward fold. Inhale, half lift, pressing into your shins. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, reaching your arms down, around and up. Exhale, hands passing through heart center and finding their way to your hips. This time, take a big step back with your left foot. High lunge. Look down, you want your feet hip width apart as if they were on railroad tracks. Yearning for a 90-degree bend in our right knee. Shooting energy through our left heels. Think about your inner thighs energizing toward one another, finding structure in your lower body. Two options for your twist here as you inhale your arms overhead. Option one, exhaling, bringing your left palm beside your right foot. Right arm reaches toward the ceiling. Option two, bring your hands to prayer And bring your left elbow out on the outside of your right knee for a prayer twist. Wherever you land, visualize this rainbow of energy spiraling up your staircase as you twist. One more breath cycle here. And as you inhale, rise up. Exhale, plant your hands down to frame your foot and reach your right leg up and back to down dog. Pedal through your feet. And then inhale your left leg up toward the sky. Exhaling, reaching it up towards your nose, rolling forward and stepping it through to the place between your hands. Heel toe your left foot out if you need to, so your hips or your feet are hip width apart. And then inhale, rise, hands to hips. Use your hands to bring your left hip back and right hip forward, squaring them to the front of the mat. And then options for your twist again. You can take an easy twist, right hand to the mat, left hand up, or prayer twist, your choice, your practice. Either way, inhale your arms up, exhale, find your twist today. In both twists, you want to twist from your midline, from your belly button. On your next inhale, rise to center. Exhale, place your hands down to frame your foot. Lift your left leg up and back, finding down dog. Again, pedaling through our legs. And inhaling, looking up towards our hands and walking our feet up to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift, pressing into your shins or thighs, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, circle your arms down, around and up. Exhale, hands through heart center. Take a smaller step back with your left foot. So your left foot is facing the top left corner of your mat. Feet are still hip width apart. Bring your hands to your hips, squaring them to the front of the mat. Straighten your right leg and hinge forward at your hips with a flat back, pyramid. Stretching through our right hamstrings, micro bending your right knee if you know your joints typically hyperextend. Option here to bring your hands to your thigh, to your shins, or maybe to the mat or blocks, wherever you can keep a flat back. Gaze is neutral, head is in line. Imagining a rainbow from your tailbone to the crown of your head in one straight line. Inhale your hands to your hips and slowly bring your weight into your right foot, bracing through your right leg and pushing off your left toes. Leaving the ground, finding warrior three. Looking a few feet in front of you, finding a focal point. Squaring your hips to the mat and rotating your foot so all 5 toes are facing the mat. Breathing here, imagining a long, strong spine. Inhale, upright, and lower your left foot to the mat and give your right foot a shake. Again, find your feet hip width apart at the top of your mat, hands on your hips. Take a step back with your right foot, not too big. The right foot is pointing toward the top right corner of your mat. Straighten your left leg. Inhale, find length. Exhale, hinge forward from your hips, keeping a flat back. And then you can bring your hands to your thigh, to your shin, or the mat, or blocks, wherever you can keep a long spine and breathe easily. Notice if your right hip has popped out a little bit, and just suck it back in towards your midline. Breathing into our left hamstring. Inhale your hands to your hips. Brace through your left foot. Put all of your weight into your left leg. Bending it if needed, and push off your right toes. Finding warrior three. Raising your leg only to hip height, no higher. Finding a neutral gaze, and spinning your right toes down to face the mat. Core is strong, spine is strong. Inhale yourself to upright, and lower your right foot to the mat to meet your left. And give them both a little shake after that work. From here, inhale your arms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive forward with a flat back, forward fold. Pause here for a moment before bending your knees, bringing your palms to the mat, and making your way to a comfortable seat. I'll demo mermaid for you here. So bring your heels to your right and try to ground both sits bones on the mat. And then sitting upright, bring your right hand beside your calves on your mat, maybe on your fingertips, maybe on your palm, and inhale your left arm up overhead. As you exhale, side bend to the right, breathing in through our left side bodies, creating space, pressing into our right hand actively to get a bigger stretch through our left side body. Removing the chakras in all directions. We've forward folded, we've twisted. Now we're laterally side bending. And your next inhale, rise to upright, lowering your hand and swinging your heels in front of you into the other side. So bringing your heels to your left side, trying to root both sits bones to the mat, planting your left palm or fingertips beside your calves, and inhaling your right arm up overhead. Then exhaling, side bend over to your left. You can imagine spiraling your heart up toward the ceiling. Gaze can be up or it can be neutral. No strain on the neck here. Taking deep breaths, imagining our rib cages are accordions and we're filling them up with air. Inhale, rising to upright. Exhale, lowering our right palm to the mat and bringing both of our feet to the top of the mat, hip width apart. Sits bones rooted down into the ground. And then holding behind the backs of our thighs as we inhale and grow tall. Exhale, lean back a little bit, still on our sits bones but feeling our core engage. Navasana boat pose. Some options here. You can stay here, or if you'd like, you can lift one leg up at a time, bringing your shins to parallel, or you can lift both shins parallel to the mat and release your hands. Option to extend your legs as well, but only do so if you can stay upright on your sits bones. Wherever you are, we'll hold for 2 more breaths. If you're shaking, you're doing it right, you're okay. If you've lifted your feet, go ahead and lower them back to the mat, and we'll all roll down to the mat, one vertebrae at a time, as we exhale. Once you've landed, bringing your hips or your heels closer to your body, ankles under knees. Hands can be alongside your body. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, press your hips up, pushing through your heels, finding bridge pose. Energize through your inner thighs. Pretend you're squeezing a block between them. And then as you exhale, roll down one vertebrae at a time. But before lowering your tailbone to the mat, move it 2 inches to the right and then lower it down. Extend your arms in a T outside your shoulder blades. And then let your knees fall over to the left for an easy twist. Gaze can be neutral or over your right shoulder. Maybe you can compare how this twist feels and how your prayer twist felt, or your easy twist in your high lunge. Just notice the differences. Inhaling here, and as you exhale, firm through your core to draw your knees back to your midline. Bring your arms back alongside your body and press through the soles of your feet, finding bridge pose and a neutral pelvis. Option here to bind your hands underneath your body. So to do that, you'll want to shimmy your right shoulder under and then your left as you rock your body side to side to shimmy your shoulders under, and then clasp your fingers underneath you. Here you can think about sending your heart up toward the ceiling, keeping space between your chin and your chest, pressing through your heels. One more inhale here, and then exhaling, let your shoulders come out from underneath you. Roll down one vertebrae at a time, but this time shifting your pelvis to the left and then setting it down on the mat. Extending your arms to a T and letting your knees fall to the right for an easy spinal twist. Gaze can be over your left shoulder or up the ceiling. On your next exhale, using your abs, draw your knees back into your midline. Plant both soles of feet to the mat. Bring your arms alongside your body and press yourself up into one last bridge pose. Engage through your inner thighs like you're squeezing a block, and take whichever option feels good to you. Either hands along the mat or option to bind your hands underneath your body. Whatever you pick, we'll stay here for 2 more breaths, sending our hearts toward the sky. And on your next exhale, roll your spine down piece by piece, tailbone making contact with the mat last. And then you can bring your feet as wide as your mat, knees fall in toward one another to give our low backs a little bit of release. If this feels comfortable for you, you have the option to stay here for Shavasana. If you'd like to take a different Shavasana pose, you can do so now. Maybe extending your right leg long and then your left to opposite corners of your mat. Letting your hands rest easily at your sides. Feet splaying out. Releasing any tension you feel in your body. And then specifically focusing on your face. Releasing any tension you feel in the space between your eyebrows. smoothing any creases in your forehead, relaxing your temples, softening your jaw, noticing if your tongue is pressed up against the roof of your mouth, and then letting that release as well. Feeling your spine rest in its natural curves, chakras in their natural alignment. And then we'll take a few moments here in silence together, taking in the benefits we can get from the work and the practice we just did today. We'll begin to draw our attention back into our bodies by taking a couple of deep breaths, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth with a one more time. Big deep inhale through the nose, exhaling it all out. And gently wiggle your fingers and your toes, maybe bringing the pads of your fingers and rubbing them together, circling your wrists and your ankles. And then drawing your knees into your chest, taking any movements you need, maybe rocking side to side for just a moment here. And then letting your knees fall to the right and rolling that direction, resting your head and your right upper arm, taking a moment in the fetal position here to reset. And then if you can, keeping your eyes closed as you use your palms to press yourself upright, finding a comfortable seat. Maybe bringing your hands to touch at heart center, taking a moment to thank yourself for showing up today, for taking time for yourself to do something that you enjoy. I want to thank you for joining me today. Namaste. Thank you again for practicing with me today. I am so grateful